Hello and welcome to a video with me, Winter Androids, where I'm now here with another episode of the Weekly Dose of Androids. I'm still kind of wanting more suggestions for a different name for this series. So yeah, comments below please. This episode I'm actually going to kind of start off a bit different and not basically go straight to talking about anime, because I kind of have other things that I want to talk about right now. One of which would basically be the fact that my computer basically died Sunday, I think it was. My Sunday morning, woken up by my computer being so loud, I just basically got up, turned the darn thing off, and got more sleep. Once I actually woke up and everything, tried to turn the computer back on, CPU fan not detected. But somehow or other, the computer managed to fix itself, and well, yeah, it's working perfectly fine now. And I have also basically been keeping an eye on the CPU temperature since then as well. So, yeah. It's nice I've actually seen this during the recording, to be honest, with the CPU temperature. Highest it's ever gotten so far is like 50 degrees, and that's why I'm editing, but otherwise it basically sits around 40 degrees, mostly. But yeah, that happened. And also, another thing, when I basically got on Steam to record videos this weekend and as well, I noticed that the on Steam they had a free to play weekend stuff like normal with Paradox this time with Hearts of Iron 4 being free to play during the weekends. There's only really a few hours left of it when I noticed it, but I decided to play it, at least do the um, tutorial, which took like 2 hours for me to do. Though I'm kind of pretty sure that's a bit long. It's not supposed to take 2 hours to do that tutorial. But yeah, one thing I would after that free to play weekend and everything for Hearts of Iron 4, I decided to test something. Considering Steam does allow you to install the games with those free to play weekends. And yeah, go to the game files for Hearts of Iron 4 and just use the execution file here to open the game. And it worked! So I'm pretty sure I did try that before with like XCOM 2 and it didn't work. So I'm pretty sure Steam has something that basically blocks you from opening the game when you haven't actually bought the game and everything and only have it installed from a free to play weekend. But that didn't really work for Hearts of Iron 4 because I'm just going to guess that the fact that the Paradox launcher is the first thing that launches when you start the game on Steam. So Steam is blocking the Paradox launcher, but not the game. So yeah, it's apparently possible for me to continue playing Hearts of Iron 4 despite not being the fact I'm not supposed to be able to. So yeah, should I continue playing Hearts of Iron 4 and possibly even make videos of it? I'm probably not going to do it until I actually buy the game and everything, so yeah. I can play it, but I think that would basically be piracy if I actually did, and that's not really something I kind of want to do when it comes to games at the very least. So yeah, that all happened. And I guess at this point I'm going to see about talking about anime, since I really don't really have anything else to talk about here. So, Make You Black Company. I decided to wait until Friday after the anime I watched for Fridays aired, considering the two that I watched on Fridays ended today, so decided to wait until recording this video so I can actually finish this up here. So, Make You Black Company. Previous episode, Inomiya goes and basically takes over the entire economy. And what I'm just going to guess is just a few months. The economy in the country that he's in, at the very least. Basically defeating Graisa, And then going into this episode, where Isaac basically goes against him, trying to get him arrested for crimes he didn't actually commit. And yeah, he of course had a plan for all that and basically took over Isaac completely. And now is going on to basically do the same with the rest of the world. Which we would see if this ever gets a second season. So yeah, the end of this anime now. So next up would be this. Didn't really have anything to say about the previous episode, but this one here don't really have anything. Another decent season for it, I guess. Um, to be honest, I really didn't expect Jesby to be the enemy. Sorry for spoilers, I don't really care. How else am I supposed to actually talk about the anime when it that airs each week without going over spoilers? But whatever. Yeah, decent season. Kinda just want this story to continue, I guess. Maybe pick up, get better. Not exactly sure. Though, don't really know if this is going to get another season, though. But yeah, next up after this would be my next Life as Villainess here. Which, yeah, I really did not expect this to get a movie. Maybe another season, but apparently it's getting a movie instead. So yeah, getting a movie here now. So guess we have that to look forward to here. And after that, be Kanajo Mo Kanajo, which half the episode was basically in a cinematic mode. Seriously, having the black bar at the bottom and top of the screen for cinematic mode and everything. And also, the end of that. Shino, what she says there about also now Aoya basically being her boyfriend as well. Somehow, not exactly sure where that came from, but apparently it's there. And also, I honestly would like to see another season to this, to be honest. For Kanajimo Kanajo here. Really would actually like to see another season. But I don't know if we're actually going to get one. But, yeah. Surprisingly enjoys this. Much more than what other people have, from what I can tell. Considering I basically rate things purely off how much I enjoy the darn thing. So, yeah. And next up here, Bokutachi no Remake, which still has one more episode left. And yeah, I think I'm a bit late to noticing this, but I'm pretty sure Keiko is the one that's basically doing all the time travel stuff. And considering she's basically was there last time, Kyoya time traveled back to the future basically, and probably is going to happen again very soon in this next episode. And she was probably also present the first time, but Kyoya wasn't actually aware of the fact that she was there. I'm going to guess. So yeah, another anime that I'd kind of really like to see another season to, but not exactly sure if we're going to get one, considering if there is, it's going to be after after the next episode. So yeah. Um, and next up is Shinigami Bochan. Yeah. Nice slice of life and everything, which is apparently already getting a second season. Yeah, I honestly did not expect this. Now, of everything this season getting another season or just a sequel in general, This is the one that surprised me the most, easily, considering you don't really see slice of life anime and everything getting new seasons very often. So yeah, I'd like to see where the actual story in this goes, to be honest. So yeah, looking forward to the next season now, I guess. And well, Tante wa mo shinderu is over. And from what I can tell, the entire season was a prologue to the story. And that's it. Which is basically the reason why we got characters that really didn't get any story development whatsoever. And why half the season was basically a giant flashback that of events leading up to Cestia's death. I'm pretty sure the season was just a giant prologue to the story. So yeah, I would honestly like to see this have another season. Saying that's quite a bit for this with anime this season for some reason. But yeah, Cestia basically only really came back there because Nagisa asked her for help, and yeah, basically everyone's saying that Cestia is dead, but I wouldn't really say that, considering she is technically still alive, I think, considering she won't be able to come back if she's already dead. She's basically just living within Nagisa now. That's it. But everyone just keeps saying that she's dead, but she's not. And also, I'm pretty sure when it comes to the future of this, Nagisa and Ceci are probably more likely to share a body. Share the body in general. Than Nagisa basically always being in control. And Cestia just being there, never to be seen, basically. So, yeah. I honestly think that'd be better, and possibly more likely, considering the kind of character that Nagisa so far seems to be. So, yeah. Next, I guess. With the Spirit Chronicles here. To be honest, this final episode for this didn't really completely make up for how bad episode 11 was, but it was good enough, I think. And also, apparently, that ending to the season there was actually supposed to happen before episode 11, but was rearranged a bit, so the story would basically, so the season would end on a cliffhanger like it did. So yeah, considering that, I think it is possible that this could actually get a second season. Also being another anime that I would actually kind of like to see have another season. So yeah. Still, Mal has it where you got Ayase here, and Celia, and even Ryo's grandmother here, all listed as main characters, despite the fact I'm pretty sure you can't really consider them main characters, considering they didn't really have that much of a role in this season. For goodness sakes, she's only just showed up right there at the very end. How in the world is she a main character? She was only in one episode. How is she a main character? Sure, they may become main characters in the future of the story, but they're not the main characters in this first season. But yeah. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say here, so next. With Slime finally coming to an end of the second season here. So, Clayman is dead. Completely now. Finally. And also, whoever was working with them or something, I guess also got killed at the end. But yeah, Another two Demon Lords are gone as well, because Frey and Lord Guardian steps down as Demon Lords. The third Millium. Yeah, didn't really see that coming, but okay. So, 8 Demon Lords in total now, with Rimuru being there now as well. So, yeah. Slime also now has a movie coming up next year. So, got that to look forward to now as well. And yeah, next up here, this here, which I don't really have anything to say, but I was watching it, and it's over. And yeah, and next, Tsukimichi here, which already has a second season announced already. Seriously, what is with this season having so much anime being so much anime this season getting a sequel announced immediately after it finishes airing, while also having a bunch of other anime that I also want to see have a second season? Seriously. This season was just much better than the previous one, I think. But yeah, Makoto didn't really have any consequences when it comes to losing his fingers there, considering they're back already. So yeah, um, Goddess is just up to shit, messing with everything, and yeah, those two people that he was basically fighting and everything really should have just listened to him, considering things would have been much better if they did. For them, at the very least. So, yeah, second season to this, look forward to now as well, which hopefully will be quite good. Despite the whole theme of everything changing, considering it's basically going to become a school kind of thing, I guess, considering he's going to Magic Academy or whatever. Now, so yeah, next, Kobayashi. Don't really have anything to say when it comes to this, personally. Another good season, though, for Kobayashi here. Just like the previous first season and everything, but to be honest, kind of better. So, yeah. Don't think this actually has a sequel announced yet, or anything. So, yeah. This is done here, and I think next up is this. Yeah, 13th episode for Azure Lane anime thing here, I guess. I didn't even know this existed until I got the notification from Mal that was added to their database and everything. So yeah, already managed to watch it thanks to someone down here, which probably shouldn't post video there. But yeah, um, decent as expected to be honest. But yeah, just short, like 6 minute episode or something. So next up, anime that didn't air this season and everything. Now I've also watched Yuki Yuna as a Hero. I have now gone through and watched this entire thing, considering the fact that the third season literally is starting 1 week from now. So yeah, um, basically gives off Madoka Magica vibes as expected, and pretty much the only anime that you'd really be able to compare this to. But at the same time, I would say that this honestly gets darker than Madoka Magica does. Yeah, but also isn't as dark as Madoka Magica due to the fact that Madoka Magica has bad ends. Basically, it's always bad ends. Meanwhile, this is always good ends at the end of each season, basically. Considering, yeah, um, this season here, between the prequel and second season as well, is easily the least dark, considering it just keeps getting darker the further you go. And also, in the first season, ending to that was basically foreshadowed by a single line in episode 7 for it. Taking back offerings being acceptable after a long enough time, basically. So, yeah, that's that for that season. So, first season here, then prequel, of course. Basically getting Togo's history with Azawashi, in which also the only season here basically that has a character actually die, Rip Jin. So, yeah. One thing I'd kind of say here, also another thing that I did kind of notice considering I went to um, the character information for Jin, which has a spoiler here on Mao, which basically says that Kairin receives her terminal, so her phone basically. And yeah, guess that's one reason for the similarities between Kairin and Jin. But in all honesty, I think there's more similarities than just what would be a result of that, to be honest. So, just a little theory that Kairin is actually Jin, but with absolutely no memories of her past. Just one little theory to toss out there, which is most likely not to be true, but it is possible considering in the second season here, we learn that Yuna basically had a new body created for her by the god of that world due to the fact that her body was so damaged at the end of the first season. So, technically, I think it is possible that Skyrim could possibly be Jin, but with absolutely no memories. But that's probably very unlucky, to be honest. So, yeah. In all honesty, when it comes second season here, I honestly didn't really understand the ending to that very well. But one thing I do understand is that basically both of those gods or whatever are dead. One protecting the world and the one that was trying to destroy everything. So good job, Uni. You basically killed two gods in one go. One you actually killed and the other died because you didn't marry it. Great job! And also, one other thing I kind of don't really understand, but when that all happened, Yuna basically saved the world, but did Yuna just basically save that small bit of the world that God was protecting, basically, or did she save the entire world? Because I'm not exactly sure. She could save the entire world, but the only population that's actually left is that small area, I guess. I don't really know. And yeah, don't really have anything else to say when it comes to this now. So yeah, that's basically all the anime here I watched this last week. Done. So yeah, I guess at this point I'm going to be talking about games I played at or H games, adult games, whatever you want to call them. So, two games I got an update last week that I didn't get around to playing because I was watching so much anime was My New Family, getting version 21, I think it was. And yeah, another good bit to that story. And warning to anyone that actually decides to play that game, the main fetish and everything in it, by far, starts with the letter I. So yeah, if you don't like that, don't play it. So yeah, good extension to that story and everything, I guess. So yeah, Killer, the developer of the game there, basically going to be alternating between My New Family and it's my new game, My New Memories now, after doing a stupid poll that he really didn't need to do, asking patrons if we should alternate between the games instead of, or just focus on one of them basically, or both of them at the same time. And of course, everyone goes once to alternate, considering we kind of don't really want them to burn out. Considering you do that, we're not going to get anything. Seriously. One of the stupidest polls I've seen. So, yeah. It's going to be alternating between those two games. I still haven't actually gotten around to playing My New Memories yet, which I probably will do eventually. But, yeah. Next up would basically be... Actually, one more last thing I want to say about My New Family. Um, he's kind... Killer is also kind of basically debating God. Basically doing the first time jump in the game. For basically skipping a few months, I guess. Which, to be honest, I personally wanted to really like that very much. But I kind of understand that it's going to be needed considering he can't just keep going like this for like an entire year of days in the game and everything, considering it's already like 3 months through that, I guess. 3 months in game. And we haven't had a single time jump at all. Seriously, it's going to be hard, getting harder and harder for him to actually write for that, so I guess I understand the time jump and everything, though I personally would like it if we didn't ever have a time jump. Because, yeah, very wholesome, no drama whatsoever. And yeah, just very enjoyable story to that. But yeah, next up, Lessons in Love. The other game that's got an update last week. That I didn't get time to play because I was watching so much anime. Which was part 1 of version 19, which basically just character events, so not that much content when it comes to the overall story. So yeah, gotta wait for part 2, I guess, to be getting the main part of the update, which is going to be releasing next week, I think, possibly. Or I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer than that, I guess, considering I'm not a patron and everything. So yeah, second beach trip in the middle of winter. Everyone totally isn't going to die of hypothermia. Yeah, totally isn't already starting to look like the first beach trip, but even worse. So yeah, guess we're going to be seeing all that in the second part of the update. So yeah, I guess I'll also mention this. My nope. Now and then is getting an update this week. So yeah, I'm going to have that update done and everything by the time I record the next video, the next episode next week. So yeah, I'll have that to talk about, seeing where that story goes. So yeah, another thing I guess I'll mention is the fact that I am thinking about finally starting to read again, considering last time I was actually reading anything like Spice Wolf and all that was probably like 2.5 years ago at this point, I think. Seriously, it's been quite a while. I don't know why I stopped, I just stopped. So, yeah. Spice and Wolf has gotten another 2 volumes since I last was reading. So, yeah. And neither of those actually have an official English translation yet. One of which is very obvious considering it's literally released like earlier this month. The other one has basically been 2 years since the thing released, and it still doesn't have a translation yet. Which the actual official translation is going to be releasing in November. So About time, I guess. Considering the darn things normally only take 1 year to get a translation. So, yeah. Read the 1 volume for Spice and Wolf and 2 volumes for Wolf and Parchment. I'll basically be caught up onto those until more translation for the next Spice and Wolf volume is done, I guess. And then I got like No Game No Life if it has a new volume, and Monster Resume, which I still have a few more chapters there to read until I'm caught up on its again, and a few other things, I guess. Looked at my plan, I list for plan to read on Mal, and honestly, there's more on there than I remember having on there. So yeah, guess I'm gonna be trying to work through all those. But yeah, I guess that's the end of this video, considering I don't really have anything to talk about anymore. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.